Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident. I think 9 people, including his daughter. One of his daughter that was in his personal helicopter crashed Sunday. Sunday. Yesterday, I believe. All right, everyone, welcome back. All right, they did have masks, and I'll try to show it right here. Let me grab them. Let me grab my little stash here. What they had. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is something I use anyways, but I figured having one of these would not hurt. This is one for me. Did I get the right size? I wanted to grab, oh, I grabbed 2 large instead of a, okay, that's all right. Large is fine. It works for me and my kids. We already have medium, but I grabbed some large I use around the garage, so that's fine. They seem to, it's kind of weird actually. I think they're out of mediums because when I went in there, a lot of it was already gone, at least the gloves. So a lot of the gloves were already gone, like medium size, which I think, again, Chinese people aren't really that big, so medium, all the mediums being out of stock would make sense. And then, so I got large, that works, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I was able to pick up some masks, and they do have them. These are Harbor Freight branded. They're like $2. N95 particle respirator. So I was able to get 4. I just bought them, and this is again just for precautionary measures against the coronavirus if it starts really spreading, which my concern is not that I would die from the coronavirus. I don't think I would. I'm very healthy. I'm actually very healthy. All right. My concern is that just getting it, because I really don't want to get sick. I haven't been sick for like almost, like severely sick for almost, I would say 10 years maybe. And, you know, I don't work anymore, so I don't go to the workplace, and my concern is maybe my wife would get sick because she goes out. The kids would get kind of sick because they go to school. If it does get really bad out here, my concern would be that my hope is that the schools would get closed. It would be an emergency kind of thing. So the schools would get closed. That's what I'm thinking. So, you know, I wouldn't go out anywhere. So apparently there are respirators or masks N95 at Harbor Freight, which you got to realize a lot of stuff that Harbor Freight gets comes from China. And so I was wondering if they would have the mask, because apparently getting masks is super duper hard, especially from Amazon. And Amazon, a lot of the stuff they get is from China. So like masks are being bought all over Asia, all over Asia. So all these masks most likely are manufactured in Asia. So Harbor Freight still had them. I'm not going to go anywhere else. There's no need for me to go anywhere else, and I won't. Okay, because the situation doesn't call for that yet. So I'm just being precautious here. But and other things in the news other than the coronavirus, which I don't know if it's good or bad. I think a lot of people may not be taking the coronavirus too seriously yet, because there's only 5 confirmed cases. I suspect there's going to be more cases, and we'll see how things play out. But Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident. I think 9 people, including his daughter. One of his daughter that was in his personal helicopter crashed Sunday, yesterday, I believe. And so that took a lot of the headlines from the coronavirus over the weekend. So I'm wondering if that's how much of an effect that has in America, because man, I was doing a lot of research on the coronavirus, and then Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash, and then all of a sudden the news just switched from coronavirus to helicopter. People are still talking about the presidential impeachment, but that's kind of like was at the top of the news. Now that's sinking really fast, in my opinion. That part of the news is sinking really fast. And then it was a coronavirus because it was really serious. Like China has basically got most of that country, most of China. The China's Communist Party has most of China locked down, and other countries are restricting Chinese people traveling to their country. They're putting restrictions on travel. So China itself has restricted travel heavily. Other countries, the neighboring countries, are restricting travel, Chinese from traveling into their country. And we'll see how bad it gets. We'll see how bad it gets. So, okay, so my initial concerns of preparedness is satisfied for now. I got some mask, and I bought some gloves, large gloves. I already I have some mediums at home, but I bought some large. Anyway, it'd be nice to have large because you want to stretch it over your wrist and maybe tape it down if it gets that bad. If it gets that bad. I do have, well, technically I do have a rain suit, sort of. I don't know how bad this thing is going to get, but, you know, the thing about biological pathogens is that this is something you can't see. It's invisible. It's there, but it's invisible. And, you know, if you're in a urban or suburban environment, you will be interacting with people, and as long as you're interacting with people, there's a chance that you could, if this coronavirus gets out of hand, you could contract the coronavirus. Now, I don't think you're gonna. I think most people will survive, but why take that chance? Why don't you reduce that risk to zero, right? Or reduce it as much as you can. You know, am I being paranoid? I might be being slightly paranoid about it, but, you know, in the past, when SARS and MERS and whatever else, you know, the flu, even the flu, not worried about it because for some reason those didn't seem to alarm me as much. This one, it's alarming. It's alarming. Just because the fact that, you know, you could spread the virus without having any symptoms. You could be a carrier before you exhibit any symptoms. That's very dangerous. So a person who's healthy could walk around, go to work. That's very dangerous. And most people get sick at work because people who get sick go to work because they don't want to miss out on a paycheck, right? They got to pay their bills. And there's a strong motivation, even though you know you shouldn't go to work sick, to go to work. And I think that's going to be the problem right there. I don't work. I haven't, you know, since it's ironic, since I stopped working, I have not gotten sick. So, anyways, Kobe Bryant did die in a helicopter crash with his daughter. It's very sad, unfortunate. We should never speak ill of people who have passed away. And a lot of attention, the media is putting a lot of attention on that. And, you know, so the impeachment has fallen. The coronavirus spreading in China, that's kind of slightly fallen, but it's still there. I think we should be wary. I think a lot of people are not paying attention. And I personally don't really care for Kobe Bryant. I was into basketball. I'm not into basketball now. I'm really not into sports anymore. And there was a lot, you know, since I'm not into sports, it doesn't really matter. Right now, my concern is actually on the coronavirus more than anything else than the death of Kobe Bryant. Although, you know, he is a great basketball player. Don't want to talk it down or play it off or play it down or downplay it, but right now my concern is the potential pandemic at hand. Now, I'm not gonna post this video right away. I'm just gonna let it go through my cycle of daily videos, but we'll see what happens. If this was for nothing, great. I just got some extra gloves that I use in the garage, and some filter masks that I use anyway. I just won't be buying anymore for the next couple years. You know, I still have one from a year ago. It's just something for the dust, so I don't breathe in dust. But we'll see how bad this gets, or if it gets bad at all. I think because of social media, a lot of it has to do with social media. There's a lot more awareness, but there's also a lot more disinformation. But I think if you're smart enough or intelligent or have some intellect whatsoever or some education, if you're at least educated, I think you can discern from bad information, false information from true information. So I'm headed back home. That's what I wanted to do today, and just get that done. I'm not gonna try to get any more interaction with people. I personally never really liked interacting with people. That's just me. And you know, is it good or bad? I don't know. I mean, I don't work, so I don't have coworkers to deal with or anything. I like staying at home, riding my bike, doing exercise, doing things that I want to do, you know, and being prepared. So as far as food supply, we did get, again, got some rice. Rice is really easy to get, really easy, and it does sustain you as far as carbohydrates. Got some flour. Making beef jerky right now. The beef jerky is in the oven, and it's just dehydrating through the oven. 6 pounds of 6 pounds of beef jerky, 3 packs of 2 pounds. So I'll be busy for the next couple days. I'm going to be making beef jerky, and then I also have my nutritional drink. So, but we'll see. By the time you see this, hopefully the crisis, the pandemic emergency in China has been contained. The spread of the coronavirus has not gone further than what it has now. Right now, people traveling from China have come into the United States. They're confirmed coronavirus carriers. Hopefully, it'll be contained from that. But if it does start spreading, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because if you saw what happened in China, people were quarantined. And although I think you're able to go to the grocery stores, but how long is that going to last? And there's a 2-week incubation time, 14 days incubation time of the coronavirus for 2 weeks. Their city's on lockdown. We'll see how long, if they're getting still food supplies and stuff like that. That's the other thing. So if you had to quarantine yourself, would the food supply chain still go? I think it will, because it's still going on in China. But how long will it go? Like, because people eventually have to go to work. They can't just stay home all the time. And they're going through their lunar New Year holiday, so they got that time. But man, if this continues and people are being quarantined and work is not being done in China, that's a disruption to a supply chain. Maybe not the food supply chain, but a supply chain. Because if people aren't going to work, I'm sure there are people going to work. I'm very sure that people are going to work. But with most people not going to work, I think, you know, all the stuff that you're used to buying at the store, right? Harbor Freight and whatever cheap Amazon product that you buy from Amazon, if those aren't being made, and also there's some concerns that buying stuff from China may get you sick. So there's a stigma. Now all of a sudden being Asian will become a stigma for being a coronavirus carrier. We got to watch out for that. If you start seeing that, then you know that fear is really high. And then I think right now, I don't know if you have a SHTF situation in China. I think it's an government-induced SHTF. But when you get a full-blown SHTF and rule without law, or whatever, without rule of law, without rule of law, then it's gonna get serious. And then all those people who are prepping for food and all this other stuff, you're right. You're right. Like I said, I've noticed that the prepping channels have gone quiet during this time. They're probably afraid of being demonetized or banned for spreading fear or maybe rumors, because most prepping channels, most, not all, but most of these prepping channels are like doom porn. You know, they like to talk about the end of the world. It's kind of ironic now that the end of the world is right around the corner, possibly right around the corner. They're silent. Shh, don't say anything. Shh, silent, silent. It's kind of funny. Anyways, all the stuff that they preach is now like almost coming true, and then they're like, oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm back. So hopefully all of you will stay safe. If nothing happens, I hope nothing does. I'll continue to make videos and post them. Check them out. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know, what did you do? Did you freak out? I didn't freak out, but were you a little precautious? Did you buy any masks? Did you buy a mask? Did you buy any nitrile gloves while you were out? Anyways, did you buy food? Anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.